Who do you think will be the next victim of Draymond?
Honestly, it's going to be Nurkic again. Nurkic. I think he...
How do you feel about like losing Klay?
Yeah, Klay is...
Is it sad, or like you think that's actually like make a huge improvement for the team?
I think losing Klay is a bittersweet moment in Warriors history. He is one of the historic players of all time. 60-point games on 11 dribbles, 37 points in a quarter. Game 6, Klay. I mean, you could say so many things about Klay Thompson. What he meant to the team and what he meant to Steph and Draymond, I think, is irreplaceable. You will never be able to fill that void on the team. However, I do think it was time for him to change destination, both for Warriors fans and for himself. I would like him to come back for a retirement tour.
Like last season?
For his last season, I think that'd be really great. I do think Klay needed a change for himself because he loves the game of basketball, and I think he wants to play as well as he can, and I think the best solution for that was to go to the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm a Klay fan, so I'm 100% happy with that decision, and I'm also a Warriors fan, and I'm also happy with that decision because Steph and Draymond and the Warriors organization, for the right reasons, felt like they owed a lot to him. It didn't necessarily pan out in a good way during contract negotiations.
I think it's all about the contract, and I feel Klay wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy with the contract that they offered him, especially because his value is much greater than any monetary offer they could have given him. To increase a franchise that much, giving him $50 million is nothing compared to how much value he brought to an organization. So I agree that it was unfair what they offered him, but because of the new financial restrictions in the league, it was a tricky situation, and I think ultimately he made the best decisions for himself. I think he was clearly unhappy and visibly frustrated. You know, that could impact a locker room a lot and the chemistry a lot. And I think Steph and Draymond were trying their best to help him through. Yeah,
when I watched last season, like sometimes I just feel like the whole team is like babysitting Klay.
That's what it felt like at times. But at times he was, for a little stretch in the season, he was listening to Steve and Steph and Draymond and adjusting his role slightly, and he saw a lot of success. But then he slipped back into it. I forget at what point in the season. So I think Klay leaving is good for both parties. Yeah, obviously the little kid in me wants him to stay a Warrior for life. All three of them, I want them to stay Warriors for life. But moving forward, I think this was ultimately the most mature decision on both ends.
库里最后的巅峰，你对他有什么期待吗？
He saves USA
from Serbia,
from
France.
Steph is still competitive. Do you have like any expectation for him, or just like stay away from injury?
Yeah, I think if the team can manage to stay in top 6 seed, I think he will be in MVP conversations. I really do. I think the value he brings to a team, maybe he doesn't bring these assist numbers, and doesn't bring these rebounding numbers. He brings the point numbers, he brings the points. If you look at how the team plays when he's on the court versus when he's off the court, that should be considered for the MVP conversation. Just his shooting is unmatched. You have to guard him from half court. It opens up the floor for every single person. Everybody's offensive numbers increases when he's on the floor.
You can't see that from the assist, but you can obviously feel that everybody has like more opportunities when he's on the court. He's like getting all the defenders around him. People will have like more chances to play like 4 against 3, you know?
Yeah.
That's the value of Draymond. You will see Steph's value when you see Draymond's assist sometimes.
Exactly. I think those two players, Steph and Draymond, really value each other, and they've been able to reach the levels they have because they've played with each other. So shout out to Jerry West. He was one of the people in the front office to make that Draymond Green pick. And
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Draymond is huge in covering Steph's defensive liabilities. Vice versa, Steph can carry the offensive load single-handedly. We've seen it in some games, like Game 4 against the Celtics, when Draymond was really suffering against those Celtics fans. Steph came out and put on a show.
So I definitely feel like they are like the best fit for each other.
Yeah, I think they're a match made in heaven. Perfect for each other.
Because, you know, like Draymond is like sometimes he's dirty, but like, you know, I'm a Draymond fan. I'm also from Michigan State. There's like a joke of Chinese fans always talking about on the court, Draymond's daddy is Steph. Off the court, Draymond's daddy is LeBron. So like, yeah, on the court, he knows who's the center of the team. All he did was to help Steph.
Draymond antics are uncalled for sometimes.
Yeah.
But he needs to play with that fire. Sometimes it goes a little too far.
There was a girl on set. I was watching the Warriors preseason on set, and she just came to me and asked like, where am I watching? I said, I watch Warriors. She was like, oh, she loves everyone in Warriors, but except Draymond. She said Draymond has mental issues and he can't control his temper, he can't control his emotion, and he's like punching, choking everyone. It's making like crazy flagrant fouls, making the basketball game like a
wrestling match.
Yeah, wrestling, yeah.
I think two things can be right at the same time. I think for the longest time, I think that fire was covered up by the immense talent on the team. And so when the Warriors went through some down years and they weren't as good, that fire stood out as really problematic because they weren't getting the results they usually get with when Draymond has had those types of antics in the past.
Yeah.
But I do think Draymond plays with an intensity that is very beneficial to the team. I think you always want a player like that on your team. I don't think there's any player in the league that can replicate what Draymond can do. Sometimes I'm frustrated with the things that Draymond does, especially
like
when
behavior?
he gets behavior.
Yeah.
Because he gets suspended and he hurts the team because he's so essential to the way that the team operates. And he's such a great defensive player. It's really a shame that he only has one Defensive Player of the Year award. He should be the one who has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yeah, sometimes
without
it's funny.
antics.
It's not necessary. You don't have to, because like NBA is a show. You don't have to see like everything bad.
It is entertainment. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's ridiculous. Sometimes it's just ridiculous. But
when the shit happens, when me and Ivan like meet at school, I was like, did you see what Draymond did last night?
It's like every single week.
Every single week, yeah. Choking Rudy Gobert, punching
Nurkic, punching Jordan Poole. The Jordan Poole punch was when it definitely crossed the line, and I think a lot of Warriors fans got a
very upset about that.
Sour taste in the mouth for Draymond because of the internal aspect. Like I think all the Warriors fans were kind of like okay with it, that he does it to other people. They kind of liked it a little bit. It was funny. He was a bad teammate in that circumstance.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how much Jordan Poole pushed him.
Yeah.
Like he pushed his buttons. The line is you don't physically or verbally or psychologically hurt your teammates. These are the people. These are the people that you fight with. I think it happened preseason. They have to give up Jordan Poole or Draymond Green, and
you have to choose one.
And everybody knew they're going to choose Draymond.
Yeah.
And so even though he was the aggressor in that situation,
I think the main reason is that Draymond is that only guy.
Yeah.
You can find another Jordan Poole.
Yes.
But
definitely.
You can't find
another
Draymond Green.
Everybody knew, including Jordan Poole, everybody knew the Warriors were going to choose Draymond. So it must have been an incredibly awkward situation for the whole team, especially Jordan Poole. I love Jordan Poole. I think he's a bigger defensive liability than Steph Curry.
Yeah.
he's a cone. He's a cone on defense, but his creativity and his leadership and his confidence. I also wish the best for Jordan Poole. I love Jordan Poole.
Who do you think will be the next victim of Draymond?
Honestly, it's gonna be Nurkic again. Nurkic. I think he's openly openly advocating his hatred for your use of Nurkic.
Yeah.
I think that is the one guy he just like cannot stand.
When you guys play against Suns, I will watch the game. I will watch that game.
I wanna see the Suns in the playoffs. I would
playoff?
love that playoff series.
Play against
KD versus the Warriors. Every generation, there comes athletes that change their sports. They push the boundaries of what it means to be an exceptional athlete. I think we've seen a lot of these players and athletes in our generation. We've seen LeBron James, we've seen Steph Curry, we've seen KD, or we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo, we've seen Messi, we've seen Serena Williams. Just be able to watch them is a privilege. They bring communities together. It's a really awesome thing when you're a bar or you're at a restaurant or you're at the stadium and you're united and you're all rooting for the same goal. It's a really awesome thing to be a part of. You know, we all have our own individual lives and our own things that we got to deal with, and it's nice to have an escape, and that's what entertainment is, whether it's movies, whether it's TV shows, sports.
It's all part of your life.
It's all part of life, and it's fun to see your team dominate other teams.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. All right, thank you, Ivan.
Of course.
感谢 Ivan 第一次做客我们的节目，这是我第一次做球迷访谈系列的视频。有什么建议或者说大家想看的内容，也欢迎各位在我的视频下方留言。如果大家喜欢这个系列的话，麻烦点上免费的大拇指哦。也欢迎大家关注我的频道。下一期视频我们回归篮球本身。前一段时间呢，我上剧组刚好是一个青春校园剧，刚好呢就来到了一所高中，恰好当天也有篮球比赛。美国高中篮球是什么样子的呢？让我们身临其境作为观众体验一下。我是AoCarter，这里是好莱坞篮球公园。